Okay, check this out. We're building this entire YouTube clone today, and it's going to work flawlessly on desktop, tablet, and mobile. Look at this responsiveness. And here's what's wild. This whole thing is built with just HTML, CSS, and maybe 20 lines of JavaScript. No Bootstrap, no Tailwind, no nothing. Just pure CSS skills that'll work in any project you ever build. Real talk, you might know what Grid and Flexbox are, but do you actually know when to use each one? Like when you're staring at a blank CSS file thinking, okay, how do I even start this layout? That's exactly what we're solving today. I'm going to walk you through my exact process for building any complex layout. You'll see how Grid creates the skeleton of your page and how Flexbox handles all the detailed alignment. By the end of all 3 parts, as this video will be a 3-part series, you won't just have a cool YouTube clone, you'll have a system you can use forever. This is part 1 where we're laying the foundation and mastering CSS Grid for page structure. Parts 2 and 3 are coming next week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss them. Sound good? Let's build it.
Phase 1, building our foundation. All right, let's jump right in. First thing we need to do is set up our HTML structure. And I want you to think about this like we're building a house. We need a solid foundation before we add all the pretty stuff. Want to code along? Perfect! I've got all the starter files and final code linked below. Plus, if you stick around to the end, I'm giving you my personal CSS layout cheat sheet that'll save you hours of Googling. So I'm going to create our main container. I'm calling it dashboard container. And inside this, we need 3 main areas. Think about YouTube for a second. You've got your header up top with the search bar. You've got that sidebar with all your menu items. And then you've got the main area where all the videos live. HTML. Div class equals dashboard container. Header class equals header. Aside class equals sidebar. Main class equals main. Footer class equals footer.
Now here's something really important. I'm using semantic HTML elements here. So header, aside, main, these aren't just random div classes. This makes our CSS grid way more readable. And honestly, when you come back to this code in 6 months, you'll thank yourself. The key thing to understand is that CSS grid works best when it has clear defined regions to work with. These 3 elements are our big boxes that grid is going to position perfectly for us. Pause for a second and make sure your HTML structure looks exactly like mine. Trust me, if we get this foundation right, everything else becomes way easier. Phase 2, the CSS grid magic. Now comes the really fun part. This is where CSS grid absolutely shines. But before we jump into grid, I want to show you something that's going to save you tons of time later.
We're going to set up some CSS variables first. Here, you can define colors, fonts, sizes, and other reusable values that make your design easy to manage and consistent. What you're seeing is essentially a declaration of a global style guide. Why am I doing this? Because when you want to change your layout later, and trust me, you will, you change it in one place instead of hunting through 50 different CSS rules. It's a game changer.
Now here's where Grid gets really exciting. This CSS code shows the dashboard container. It uses display grid. Grid template areas shows how the areas are laid out. Header means the header spans across both columns. Sidebar main means sidebar goes in the left column, main content goes in the right column. Then we just tell each element where it belongs. Okay, so first, the header. It says grid area header, which means the header goes in the header area. It uses backdrop filter to give it that Glassmorphism look. It's sticky, so it stays at the top of the screen as you scroll. Next, the sidebar. It goes in the sidebar area, and it's also sticky, so it stays at the side of the screen as you scroll. And then the main content area. That goes in the main area. This is the power of Grid, guys. You literally draw your layout, then you place your elements in that drawing. It's that simple.
Quick pro tip. If you're coming from the old days of floats and clearfix hacks, this might feel weird at first, but stick with me because this approach scales beautifully to any complex layout you'll ever build. And that's part one. We've got our solid foundation and our main layout structure working with CSS Grid. Look how clean this is already. Our header spans the full width, our sidebar and main content are perfectly positioned, and everything scales beautifully. In part two, we're diving deep into Flexbox to build out our header components and create that professional navigation system. We'll tackle the search bar, the user menu, and all those tricky alignment details. Then in part three, we're building the video grid system and making everything fully responsive. That's where the real magic happens. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notified when parts 2 and 3 drop. Drop a comment and let me know, are you Team Grid or Team Flexbox? I'm curious to see where everyone stands. And hey, if you want to go deeper into these concepts, I've created a comprehensive Grid and Flexbox mastery guide that covers advanced techniques, real-world projects, and pro tips I couldn't fit into these videos. It's super affordable and packed with value. Links in the description.
And to keep those crucial Grid and Flexbox properties fresh in your mind, grab your free CSS layout cheat sheet. It's the perfect reference to speed up your layout development. Just comment cheat sheet below and I'll send it straight to you.
See you in part 2.